Oh my god, this is crazy. Hey guys, what is up? It is Giannaa. So for today's video, I'm gonna do something a little bit fun that I thought would be fun to do on camera. And I wanted to try out doing half of my face dramatic, like full out smoky, contour, highlight, just all that jazz. And the other side is all natural. This is kind of like the power of makeup challenge, but I wanted to do a little bit of a twist on it. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, and let's get right on into this. Alright, so I zoomed you guys up a little bit so I could prime first. So obviously you have to prime for both types of looks, you know, you always gotta prime. So I'm gonna use the Professional by Benefit and the Master Prime by Maybelline for my primers today. And I'm gonna do both sides with this primer. Alright, so after we prime, I'm going to go on to color correction for the dramatic side. Most of the stuff that I like to color correct is here. So I'm going to try to do as best as I can for the dramatic side. So obviously I don't want to color correct for my natural side because that's just a lot. You don't want layers upon layers. You just want a natural, you know, coat of makeup. So I'm just going to color correct what I need to with a green color corrector by Essence. And I'm going to try to color correct as much on this side as I possibly can. Alright, so after that, I'm going to go on to the eyebrows because with the dramatic side, it's gonna have to be like full out carved eyebrow with some concealer. It's just gonna be perfectly dramatic, and you wanna do that before any of the face stuff. So I'm gonna go in for the dramatic side is the Dip Brow Pomade by Anastasia, and I'm gonna do this off camera, and yeah, ready? Woo! Did that transition work? Probably not because I'm a flop, but this is the dramatic eyebrow that I went for with that dip brow. So now I'm gonna conceal around the brow because that's what the dramatic people on Instagram do when they do dramatic makeup looks. They conceal around the brow. So I'm gonna use the NYX Full Coverage Concealer. Alright, so after I do that, I'm gonna blend that in using a small dense brush like this brush. I love my grammar. Yes, I do have a speech impediment. For the natural side, I'm going to use a clear eyebrow gel because I usually don't fill in my eyebrows if I'm doing a natural look. So I'm just going to use this and just comb through my eyebrows. I'm not going to do it on this side as well because you just want to keep those eyebrows in place. Look at this eyebrow difference. Like, this has nothing and this has something. Wow. Alright, so now we're gonna go on to the eyes because usually when you do dramatic makeup, you want to clean it up with like a makeup wipe or something, and you can't do that if you have foundation on. So I'm just gonna do both eyes first. Alright, so I'm gonna do some eye primer for both sides of the eyes. This is so hard to explain because I'm doing two different makeup looks on each side. Using this, the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer on both eyes. Because with any look, you always gotta prime your eyes because you wanna keep it on as long as possible. So, alright, so after you have that base down, it should look something like this. And now you could use other eyeshadows on top of it so everything can blend out super evenly. Alright, so we're gonna do the dramatic eye first because I feel like that'll be the most fun. So the first eyeshadow palette I'm gonna use to start off this look is the Androgyny palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. The first thing I'm gonna use is this cool tone shade right here for the transition shade. Because I don't have a lot of cool tone browns in my collection, I'm just going back and forth with a lot of different palettes, so don't mind that. So the next palette I'm using is the Violet Voss Pro Eyeshadow Palette, and this is my Holy Grail palette. And so the shade I'm going to use next to go into the crease with is Bestie. This is kind of like a cool tone brown here as well. Alright, so after I do that kind of crease transition shade, it kind of looks weird right now, but I'm going to try to deepen up that outer corner now. And the next palette I'm using is the Metal Matte Eyeshadow Palette by Kat Von D. I think it's back. Wow, I'm actually really happy about that. So if people want to get their hands on it, you can. But this is what the palette looks like. And I'm going to use this gray eyeshadow. I have nothing like this in my collection, and this is perfect for this look. So I'm going to use this on my outer corner and really deepen that up. Alright, so I really want to deepen this up even more. So I'm going to use a black shade using that same palette. And this one is in the shade Jet. Alright, so this is what I have so far with this really smoked out look. So now we're gonna go on to the lid shade. I think this is really gonna make this look super awesome. Before I do that, I'm actually gonna use a glitter primer. This is the NYX glitter primer. Looks something like this, hollow, of course. And I'm just gonna put that on the lid where I'm gonna put that glitter shade because this has a lot of fallout and you really wanna pack this shade on. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with that silver shade to really get on that lid. Alright, so I have this look so far. Alright, so now for the natural side, I'm going to go with the Tartelette and Bloom eyeshadow palette. This is the most natural eyeshadow palette of all time. If you want to do any natural look, always go for this one because this literally has everything you need. I'm just going to take this shade right here. This one is called Sweetheart. And I'm just going to put that into the crease. And now I'm going to deepen up that outer corner just a tad because, you know, you can't just have just a crease shade. I just want to really have some dimension. Alright, so that is all I'm going to do for this eye. It looks kind of weird right now, but we're going to have to put mascara on later on. Alright, so we are done with the eyeshadow. So now we're going to go back to the base and we're going to first do foundation. The foundation I'm going to use for the dramatic side is the Super Stay Better Skin Transforming Foundation by Maybelline. And it looks something like this. I'm going to pump that on the back of my hand. Okay, so the foundation is blended on the dramatic side. Now we're going to go on to the natural side. And I'm using a BB cream because obviously when you're doing a natural look, you don't want a full-on, full coverage foundation. So for this side, I'm going to use NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. And it looks something like this. I'm just going to sweep that onto my face. Alright, so we are done with the foundations and BB creams and this is what it looks like so far. So now we're going to go on to concealer. So, of course you want to go for that full coverage look on the dramatic side. So I'm going for my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'll really cake this on a little bit. I've never really done that before with this Tarte Shape Tape. This is super full coverage. But you know, whatever. We're going to go for it. Alright, so now for the other side, I'm going to use a different concealer. And the concealer, I'm going to use the Super Stay Better Skin Concealer and Corrector by Maybelline. Again, this is super awesome for like pimples or blemishes. I'm just going to do that on pimples and blemishes and a little bit under my eyes. Alright, so now we're going to set the under eyes. And for this side, I'm obviously going to bake. And I'm going to use my Airspun Loose Face Powder in translucent and I'm going to really bake under those eyes. Alright, so I'm baking on this side and so now on the other side I'm just going to set the whole face. I'm not going to really set the under eyes because I'm going to just set the whole face with the same powder. So I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Pressed Powder Photo Focus Powder thingamabobber with a big fluffy brush. I'm gonna use this and I'm just gonna put this all over the face. Alright, so now while we're waiting for this side to bake, we're gonna go on to bronzer for this side. So for bronzer, I'm gonna use a very natural bronzer that I love so very much. This is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I'm gonna use the same bronzer brush that I always do. I'm just gonna go with the light hand because you don't want it to look like you have bronzer on. You want it to have a very natural bronze to the face, like you were born this way. So I still want to bake this side, so I'm going to go on to blush for the natural side. And for this side, I'm going to use the Essence Satin Blush in Satin Coral. This is a really, really nice blush. And it's like really cheap as well. And I'm just going to put that on the cheeks to have a nice rosy look. Looks very natural. If I just put so much on, oh my god. So now I'm going to sweep off the bake on this side using this brush right here. I'm going to, you know, sweep off that very crazy bake. Alright, so now for this side, I'm obviously going to contour, of course. I'm going to use my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. Yeah, look at that highlight under the eye. That's crazy. Oh my god. Alright, so for under the eyes, I'm going to use this banana shade that's obviously loved and used. I'm going to use that under the eyes in the highlighting areas that I actually baked. So I want to just, you know, make even more highlighted because I'm that extra. Then we're going to go on to the contour shade. I'm going to use a contour brush. The brush I'm using is the M530 by Morphe. This literally sheds so much. That's what I hate about it, but oh well. So I'm going to use this middle shade right here to contour my face. Should I really go dramatic and contour my nose? I'm doing it, okay? With half of my nose, that's funny. So of course you gotta bronze still for the dramatic side because contouring is just not enough. So we're still gonna use the same bronzing brush, but we're gonna use the Hoola bronzer because I feel like this is a lot more dramatic than the butter bronzer. Alright, so now for blush, I'm using a Tarte blush that I got from like my birthday thing for Sephora, and this is the Tarte blush, and this looks like that. And I'm just gonna put that on the cheeks, and this is kind of like a cool tone blush, so I feel like it would go really well with this look. We are almost done with the face. Now we just gotta go on to highlighter, which is the most fun part I feel like for this look. Of course we're gonna use my favorite natural highlighter for the natural side. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, and this is amazing. We're just gonna highlight the face with this brush here. Perfect, so this is the natural side for the face. And so now we're gonna go on to highlight on the other side. I'm gonna use the Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter. This is the most pigmented, blinding highlight ever. Alright, so I'm just gonna use this brush right here because I can't find my regular highlighting brush, and I'm just gonna load it up. Wow, that is some blinding highlight. So we are done with the face. Now we're gonna go back onto the eyes. So the first thing I'm gonna do for this side, I'm gonna just smoke out that lower lash line. Woo! So after we're done with that, I think I'm gonna go in with some eyeliner. This is gonna be really tricky because this is already super smoked out. Alright, so this is the best I could do for that eyeliner. So for the mascara on this side, I'm gonna go in with a really nice mascara that I recently just discovered. And this is the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara by L'Oreal. This is literally so good. Like, oh my god, I think this is amazing for drugstore especially. It looks something like this, and I'm just gonna put this on my dramatic side. Alright, so I did the mascara on this side. You can barely see it because of course this look is super dark. So now we're going to go on to a different mascara on this side. This is a very lengthening mascara that I really like. This is a telescopic Carbon Black L'Oreal mascara. It looks something like this, and this really lengthens. So now we're going to go on to the lips. Alright, so for the lips on this side, we're going to go in with a lip liner and a lip stick. For this side, I'm going in with this Real Her shade lipstick and lip liner, and this is in the shade Lady Love. I'm gonna lip line the outline, my lips, lip line outline. So now I'm gonna go on to this Essence lipstick, and this is a matte 01, and this is super natural and peachy, and I really like this for natural looks. So I'm just gonna do this on this side. Woo! Now this is the final look. You guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you want to see next on my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, and I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh my god, this is crazy.